Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am assuming this time you can hear me. There was a small technical difficulty with the microphone. I was introducing you to what I was going to do tonight, only to realize that the microphone was not transmitting. So I've rebooted the stream and it seems to be transmitting. At least I'm getting a little, I don't know. The bar that tells me the volume from the microphone is going up and down this time. So I'm assuming this time I can be heard. So, excellent. Right, so what is happening tonight, for those of you who have not figured it out, is I am going to be testing out, at the very least, New Vegas Redesigned 3. This is a mod that I have been asked to cover, asked to try out, and so on and so forth, by quite a few people. It is the follow-up to New Vegas Redesigned 2, which I am using in my current Let's Play. I know absolutely nothing about this, except it's something that probably changes faces. I very, very briefly looked at it enough to know that it actually requires a few other, well, at least one other mod, and that is about it. And obviously I'm going to post this to my live YouTube channel afterwards, and I will almost certainly be getting comments along the lines of, you really should test these mods out before you live stream the testing. So let me just say beforehand, if I test them, then they're tested. I'm only live streaming my testing because people would like to see me, might get my first impressions of a mod. If you don't want to see the first very, very ill-educated impressions of somebody testing a mod, don't watch this stream. This is the first impressions. If I was to go off and test it for 3 or 4 hours, I would not need to test it again for the stream just to look like a pro. Now that goes for games as well, by the way. I get this quite a lot. You shouldn't play such and such a game on the stream until you've had at least 4 or 5 hours play, which kind of defeats the old first impressions videos, doesn't it, really? These are my first impressions after I played for 4 hours earlier. Right. People are doing red text. Red text. We don't read red text. You should really... Yeah, there we go. So, Mod Organizer preview impressions. The Mod Organizer videos are well on their way. I have got the script approved for the first 4 of them now. The first 4 videos, I have the script approved by an expert who has said I have got everything correct, finally. So there you go. Common sense are not for everyone. There you go. NVMod is what? According to mine, I've got 0 people viewing. 0 people watching and 639 people commenting. Either those numbers are wrong or everyone's going to be guessing what I'm doing. However, so New Vegas Redesigned number 3. Over 350 NPCs edited for maximum realism. Includes optional bonus unrated edition. Important notes. Please read these before posting issues. Detailed instructions with diagrams of how to install New Vegas Redesigned 3. Really? It has diagrams. I like it. Very good. When in doubt, always place New Vegas Redesigned 3 at the bottom of your load order, along with all of the other ESPs that you have been told to put at the bottom of your load order by about 50 other mod authors. Yes, indeed. Many more mod authors do say, please put mine at the bottom because they want theirs to win the conflicts. However, in this particular case, I might actually think that's correct. 1. FCO Master.esm leads to an instant crash if you don't have Old World Blues DLC. I have it. You can fix it. No, don't need to fix it. It is strongly recommended to disable any and all ESP files with the words FCO in them. Oh, hello. Killer Nord or somebody has just subscribed. Hello. Right. I'm lost now. To strongly recommend you disable any and all files with the word FCO in them. Okay? I don't believe I've got any with FCO in it. I maybe... Can I order this by... No. Oh, it's kind of just did. Let's have a look. No, I did not. I don't have anything with FCO in the title. I don't think, at least not starting with FCO. Let's put that back in the same as the... Right. So, okay. Doc Mitchell should be vanilla. If he looks different from vanilla, please disable any other mod that changes his face, as the NPC face mod will overwrite some of my faces and you will get a different... Okay. Detailed instructions on how to install Archive Invalidated. I'm hoping it works with my current Archive Invalidated. Get these to fix a lot of problems. Zan's Auto Purge Crash Protector. I have that on my list of things to check out. I will check it out. I'm using... Am I using New Vegas Anti-Crash? I might be. AJM Mode has just subscribed. Welcome. Hello. This mod is now compatible with all male and female body mods. Don't care. Under the video options in-game, make sure that textures are set to large. Yes. Otherwise, you will have checkered faces. Who is it that's not using the high texture setting and yet modding their game? If you have New Vegas Redesign 2, uninstall it before installing New Vegas Redesign 3. You should also write after this, if this instruction comes as a surprise to you, please stop modding your game right now. I mean, I know, there's no instruction so obvious that you didn't need to say it, but isn't that worrying? Isn't that really ever so slightly worrying that he had to tell you this? Why does he hate Lonesome Road? Because the only way to play Lonesome Road to its completion is if your character is a grade A moron or a psychopath with suicidal tendencies. When the only way to continue a game is to pull a lever that will release a nuke and you do so just because you wish to have a chat with the most depressingly miserable person on the face of this planet, there is something wrong with you. That's the short version. Right. Currently, this mod is not compatible with the following mods. Lings, Project Makoto, don't use. Here's a picture to show you in more details, don't need that. Currently, Ruby ENB, I'm not using ENBs. Correct installation to that. Okay. Oh, we got some Stove Monkey. Hello, Stove Monkey. Stove Monkey has just subscribed. I don't have money to jump on the sub train. Don't worry about it, the boy. You are not required to do so. It is just an optional extra for people, and I appreciate all my viewers nonetheless. I didn't know Boone was in Lonesome Road. What? No, there is actually somebody more miserable than Boone. Ulysses. My God, what a whiner that guy was. Oh my God, seriously. Ah, okay. CK, he misses mine every time. What if I miss, Naff? Have you said anything important? Let's have a look. Sound. You should remove the red text from BTTV. Oh, can I do that? Can I say to BTTV, don't give me red text? I'll do that. Thank you. Okay. The original design is by Obsidian. Facial proportions, skin cut. Right, this is basically telling you what it does. I mean, they've got a point. Although it's a little unfair of them to blame it on Obsidian. No, maybe they're ugly because it's bad character design. Yeah, I think it's unfair to blame it on Obsidian. I think Bethesda themselves had pretty hideous, horribly ugly faces in all of their engines prior to Skyrim. Skyrim seems to be the first game where Bethesda really have figured out human proportions on faces because their earlier games, well, they were bad. They were really, really, really bad. So, just like Dragon Age redesigned for Dragon Age Origins, I've got to play Dragon Age Origins and mod the living hell out of it just because I can. I played that game to death, but pretty early on in its life, so I didn't mod it much. Yeah, it's an interesting option. Right. So, and I don't know how to say this guy's name. Waijisen has volunteered to help him. That's good because that guy is a damned good modder as well. Right. So, um, inclusion of the works follow, blah blah blah. Adding to this, right? He's just basically going through all of the stuff he's done. See, this is a stereotypical Bethesda face or Oblivion face. Obsidian face, whichever you want to blame it on. This is a typical face from this game, isn't it? I mean, it's horrible. This is good. This is believable. Many of the characters' designs tell a story. If a soldier says his leg is injured, it now appears that way. I really am not going to be looking at the soldier's legs. However, and so on and so forth. Voice matching. If it sounds like a duck, I made it look like a duck. Yeah, this is something that some people argue with. Some people say, well, some people's voices don't match their faces. And that is true. But it's actually quite rare. It is, in fact, very, very rare. If you hear a very sort of young, a voice that sounds like it's from a 20-year-old, and then suddenly you see the person and they happen to be 80, it's just wrong. There's something not right there. And the same is true of, if somebody looks battle scarred, they generally talk in a certain way. It's they've lived a certain life. I mean, it's not always. There are always exceptions. Of course, there are exceptions, and they usually stand out. When you get the psycho nutter killer who looks like the sort of nerd next door. That's why it's kind of weird or cool. But here's the thing: people say, "Oh, well, you can't spot the nutters." Trust me, if you say that, you've not met enough nutters. I've known a lot of ed cases in my time, and here's what I can tell you about 99.9% of the ed cases I've known. You can see them a million miles away. A head case is a head case, and it shines through their eyes. You walk in a bar, some guy gives you a look, you see it in his eyes, and you think, not going to mess with that guy. You could be twice the size of him, and all you're thinking is, doesn't matter. I could put him on the floor, break his legs, and he'll be crawling up, biting my ankles. Ed case. Ed cases are ed cases. You can see it in their eyes. So there are the odd exceptions, but I agree with this idea. Voice matching, face matching, and so on. So, all right. Getting off topic a little bit, aren't we? Let's go over some examples. Gregory Allen Williams didn't fit for Don Hosteles. That's just, yeah, all right, okay, I know who that is. All right, well, we're going to have a look at quite a lot of these. I'm going to hope you guys can help me out here. Blah, 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 right? It's going to change the faces. So, step 1 is uninstall New Vegas Fallout. Oh God, have I not endorsed these? I am a terrible person. See all these things that I've not endorsed? This means I am a terrible person who should endorse these things. A lot more of them. Fallout New Vegas Redesigned 2. So let's uninstall that. Go for, are you going to do OWB DLC? Yes, if I could play that DLC 5 times with the same character, I would. That was... Here's the thing. Fallout New Vegas is one of those games that's got absolute extremes on the DLC. I mean, Fallout 3 did to some extent, but it's got DLC that is very, very boring, honest hearts. It's got DLC that is okay, but a little linear, which is Dead Money, the one in the casino. It has DLC that insults human intelligence. That would be Lonesome Road. And then it has DLC that literally was DLC perfection. And that was OWB. So literally, I could have spent $15 on that DLC just for the first 15 minutes and thought it was money well spent. Stop distracting me. The mod was successfully deactivated. Before we do anything, let's do a quick check on FNVEdit, just in case they've got some sort of compatibility patches, or probably my merge patch. Here we go. So, interior lighting overhaul. What? Requires old world blurs. Well, of course it does. So what's... Oh god, have I accidentally changed my load order when messing around with this? Probably did. Let's close that. I've only ever played OWB. It's brilliant. It's superb. Dead Money hate. I don't hate Dead Money. It's okay. Good characters. Very, very, very good characters. I did like the characters. I like the concept of Dead Money. I just thought it was a bit... It wasn't as linear and boring as Operation Anchorage. So that was good. So, right, we've now got an error. What error have we got? It was in my merge patch. Of course it is. Right, we're going to kill off the merge patch. But that's a good sign. That's a good sign. It means when I've uninstalled it, it's just the merge patch. And that's the only thing we need to kill off. We'll have to make a new one. You liked Operation Anchorage? Really? I hated it. I hated that entire feeling of playing a game within a game. If it had been playing a game within a game, but yet somehow it still felt normal, like you'd been able to loot corpses, for example, I couldn't stand the fact that you'd shoot people and they'd disappear from the game. It was like, oh, we've seen Assassin's Creed and want to mimic that or something. I mean, no, stop it. Stop it. Make the world interact. Even if it's a virtual world within a virtual world, don't. Ew. No, stop it. It was horrible. So, right. So we've uninstalled that one. This mod requires Fallout character overhaul. I don't think I've got the latest version installed. So it requires... Oops. Do Splinter Cell's Let's Play. The only one of those I've not played are the last one, I think. And I own it. I actually own Splinter Cell. Blacklist. That's the one I've not played. I think. I stopped buying them with my Ubisoft boycott. But that came free with my graphics card, so, and I've not played it yet. Install the mods. Where was I? You're all distracting me. Here we go. This mod requires Fallout character overhaul. Step 1. Install the mod here. Right. So, Fallout character overhaul. When upgrading from 1 point... I don't have that. You need to start a new game. It requires OWB install. Right. Download with manager. Probably should check what the installation instructions are for this. What FCO does. FCO is a complete revamp of characters in Fallout, changing nearly everything possible that there is to change. It makes it a lot easier to make a nicer looking character, as well as making all characters in Fallout look a lot more believable and realistic. Yes, but the problem I had with this was it made people look a little too clean, a little too nice. I didn't like the way it made Jack look. Let's have a look. Install with see how to load order. Okay. Whoa, when did they get rid of Michael Ironside in Splinter Cell? Seriously? Please, is Blacklist not Michael Ironside? Are you kidding me? Really? Okay, do you want to overwrite the... No, I want you to cancel that. I want to double check what the hell I'm doing. Is it that one? Okay, let's kill that off. Fallout character overhaul. It's not him in this one, in the blacklist. I'm not even playing it then. Why would I possibly want to play it without Michael Ironside? Would you ever play Hitman Absolution Blood Money for a Let's Play? I doubt it. I doubt it. I might. I mean, I've played the games though, so. FCO2 is a vast improvement over FCO1. Okay, well, we'll see. Do a Dragon Age 2 playthrough. I've heard Dragon Age 2 sucked. Jesus, the amount of mods not installed. Well, of course not. You can't install every single mod you download. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee at you. Classic Fallout's Let's Play. Had considered it. Would you play the newest Deus Ex? Do you mean Human Revolution? Maybe, although I almost prefer to play the original Deus Ex. Can I make a Let's Play of Rage? Maybe. Will you do some Left 4 Dead 2? Yes, but not on a Let's Play. Okay, we've got the character overhaul. Here we go. Let's add. Whoa. So what choices do we have? We have glowing ghouls. Make some ghouls actually glow in the dark due to radiation. Makes them a light source. Does that have a huge FPS impact? I would imagine that actually makes, because you're adding more light to the game, if it actually makes them a light source, that's probably a bad idea. I might be wrong. EMB hair meshes? Nope. Removes the eyebrow mesh overlay. Why would I want to do that? NPC add-ons. Delilah, Nina, Project. No, I don't use any of those. Other textures. New high resolution replacer eye textures. Sure. Hair textures. Sure. Although, really. FCO, FOOC, PN convergence. I'm not using that. I'm not using that. That or that or that. These are clean teeth textures. No, thank you. Dirty textures. These are dirty teeth textures. Real dirty teeth. More true to how dirty the vanilla textures are. Check the mod page to see what they look like. I will do that right now because honestly, Okay. How can I do this? Teeth. You got something? Checking the page out. Checking the page out. Check the mod page to see what they look like. Checking. Still checking. Not seeing it. Gotta be honest. Alright, thought I'd be seeing some pictures about it. So... Why do teeth matter? I just don't want super clean teeth. I don't want like people of the wasteland running around like they've been getting their teeth whitened. I find people with teeth so white they glow in the dark to be a little weird in modern era. However, yeah, these are more dirty teeth, more true to how dirty the vanilla textures are. I like that idea. So, but if I leave them, they just use the. I'll use the real dirty ones. Let's have a look at this. Real dirty makes them all look like jet junkies. Really? NV3 installation says not to use any of this. Probably. Install the mod. It's important that you have the most recent version. Blah, 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 blah. Click here for detailed instructions on how to install. Okay, step 1. FCO will not work, blah, blah, blah. Really? Choose what you will, but I'll tell you how to make it so get things look as it does on my rig. I really like glowing ghouls. Glowing Girls is an awesome mod, but it can lag your game out in Searchlight. I can imagine that. That's it. So in summation, don't click anything except glowing girls. Glowing girls. Like the idea of that. But don't use it if your computer can't handle it. Just click forward. So he's saying, for God's sake, don't use any of the other things. So I'm going to listen to him then. I don't want glowing girls. As fun as that sounds. So, brilliant. So that's FCO installed, I hope. Did someone play Heroes Dark Messiah? I did, a few times through. Liked that game. Really did like it. Okay. Done. Right, so let's see what that did. Yeah, quite a few viewers. Yeah, the mod testing seemed to be more popular than me just goofing off playing. I can't imagine why. So, have I played the Long War mod for XCOM? No, but I'm going to. That is something I intend to do. So let's skip past a little so you guys don't get any spoilers for the upcoming episode of the Let's Play, which I will release at the end of this. So, okay, this is probably a good place to test. I see red text again. I'm going to disable that, but somebody please tell everyone who's using red text that I don't read red text deliberately. Please note you can lightly not uninstall FCO and keep your save game intact. I'm curious as to why that would be true. Okay.
Did you know the strip's all stirred up lately?
Okay, Boone, do me a favor.
Fine by me.
Give me the hat back. I want to see your head. Okay. Boone looks nothing like Boone. How about Cass? Cass looks okay. How does Jack look? There's. Okay. Let's have a look at Jack. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. So let's. Authority glasses. It's been a while since we've seen him without his hat and glasses on, isn't it? There's Jack. He really does have lunatic eyes, doesn't he, when he takes his glasses off? It's probably a good job Jack keeps his glasses on. He does have "I am a nutter" written all over him. So let's have a.
That tower on the strip, the one you can see for miles, I hear it.
Okay, it is much improved on when. It is definitely a much improved mod from when I tested it in version 1 because Jack looked like he was 16 years old and he looked fake. He looked like he was using makeup. Now he looks a lot better. That is not bad. That is not bad. Now this is
Those Legion elite
FCO.
troops are
You,
back
on the
blood.
other hand, I'm not that keen on. But seriously, what did you do with Boone? He kind of looks like an extra from The Walking Dead. I mean, seriously, I'm waiting for him to go and try and eat my brains. Okay, who else we got round here? Let's have a. Okay.
That fiend leader shouldn't have messed with our great army.
Those Legion. We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
All right. But it's just for some reason people sort of. I mean, by itself, I much prefer New Vegas Redesign 2 than FCO. I gotta say, I know some people prefer FCO to FNV 2. Redesign 2.
It's good to hear that Prim has accepted our law.
Remember what I said about
Glad those damn
voices
bugs are gone for
not
good.
matching faces? That's one of them. That is one of them. How about you? Oh, you look like a serial killer. Right. So,
Better off throwing
Those fiend
rocks.
junkies over at Vault 3 have been taking some hits. I say kill them all.
They say it's safer to travel now that the fiends are
Alexander.
retreating.
I
Wait,
hear
But I'd
reports
still
of
look out
Legion
for
raiding
trouble.
parties all over the place.
interesting.
They can't all be rumors.
Okay. Oh, what the? Okay, my mouse is doing that funky thing again where it's looking up at the ceiling. So what the hell does that mean? What have I got that's interfering with it? All right, let's go somewhere. Let's go to Good Springs. Check out the sidekick kit. Oh, I probably should have, yes. Don't worry, NVR3 recommends that you disable FCO. Why do I have to bloody install FCO if he recommends immediately disabling it? Alright, let's have a look at
Hello.
Easy Pete, who, if we remember rightly, earned his name Easy
Hallelujah for air conditioning.
for a good reason.
Rating.
Okay. You're just freaking me out. Yeah, that's just not Boone. That's just wrong. It uses the textures from FCO, but not the meshes. Okay. FCO does not affect everyone. Probably not. Okay. Let's just check on the dock. Where are you, Doc? Doc. On the toilet, no. Hello, Doc. Okay. See now,
Swift and silent.
I want to try and get.
How are you holding up?
Yeah, he looks a little too old and haggard for Doc. It's not that it's not a good face, but I think the original face looks more like the actual actor himself. So, who else? Pit-Boy light. Installed incorrectly. Yeah, you installed it wrong if he has the FCO design. I've installed FCO. Of course he's got the FCO design. What are you talking about? I'm testing FCO out first. I've installed FCO first, and I'm going to see what FCO does to it before I then see what FNV new redesigned 3 does. Good grief, guys.
This guy rubbed me the
Right.
wrong way.
So that's Chet. Okay. He looks about the same. All right. So on the whole, FCO. Some of the textures are like, but some of the I quite like yours, but for some reason I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to the face I've been looking at. You I hate. What he's done with Jack, that's okay. But again, for some reason, it just looks a little. Here's the thing: these textures might not work perfectly with the meshes. So. This is how making sense and nobody should be complaining before. Yeah, I know Redesign 3 is one that's supposed to be matching voices to faces, not FCO. I know all that. I'm testing FCO out, and when I see a face that doesn't match the voice, I'm pointing it out, so that when... Are the roads different texture? Are the roads a different texture? Has my archive invalidation gone off? That's the NMC texture, isn't it? That is the NMC texture. Tell me that's the NMC texture. I can't remember now. I'm so used to using NMC. But the road looks very... very different. I'm worried I've messed something up. Am I using... It's kind of pointless looking at FCO changes since the NPCs like Boone won't look like that with... Oh, God. It is not kind of pointless looking at what FCO does. What I'm trying to get a handle on here is I install FCO, because that's the first step, and what I want to do is see what that mod does all by itself. I'm trying to get a feel for what FCO does before I install FNV Redesigned 3 and see what that does. I'm looking at both mods to see the results. Did I just facepalm? Yes. Okay. That was step one. It isn't just about comparison, it's also about making sure it's working. When I install mods like this, I don't randomly install 5 and 6 mods on a run. I install one, check it's working, then I install the next. Okay, right, so step one, we've installed Fallout Character Overhaul. And from the looks of things, we've got it working. And whilst I think it's better, and have I lost mouse? Nope. And I think it's better than the original version, I'm still not in love with certain of the things. Now it is telling me archive invalidation. Archive invalidation must be working, otherwise it wouldn't have had any faces. I must have this set. I must have that set. Because New Vegas, I feel like New Vegas Redesigned requires it as well. You are witnessing the first phases of Gopher going crazy. Oh, trust me, I've gone worse than this in streams. FTL. The chat has annoyed my ISP, so now I'm buffering. Left 4 Dead Fan VA. The chat has lost it today. I hate to tell you this, mate. The chat always loses it. So, right. I think I've got that installed. Right. Let's go back to this. It requires this. It's important you have the most recent version. Blah, 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 blah. Also, please endorse the mod. Will do. If you haven't already, install Archive Invalidation. I'm pretty damned sure I have Archive Invalidation installed correctly. I can't even remember how the hell. There's several different ways of doing archive invalidation. I think I'm using that one. Might not actually be the right one. Who knows? My God, it's a bit of an in-depth little Instruction set, this isn't it? Okay. So we've done this. We've done this. We've done that. There are two files. There's one really big file and one really small file. By the time you read this, the numbers will have changed, but the basic principle is the large file and the small. There's a large file and a small file. Okay, let's have a look at large file, small file. Full version. Large file, I'm guessing. That's pretty large. Where's my small file? I don't see no small file. Oh, update. Oh, update. 2.4 full version. This is an update from... Okay, experimental download from CDM. Download manually. Why is there... Wait, what just happened? Why don't I have... Where's my download button gone? It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Right. Fine. So we got both are needed. The large file gets you the core files. The small file gets you updated. Got it. So download the large file first. Same as before. After you downloaded it, you'll get a foam mod. Follow these instructions earlier to install the foam mod. It will prompt you to ask you want to overwrite. Say yes to all, of course. Overwrite everything. So after you've done that, you are now in the activation phase. Go back to the menu. Now click on plugins. Let's do that then. Let's do that. Fallout New Vegas. See, I've got archive invalidated that way as well. Maybe I should use it that way. Interesting. Can't download any more mods until you endorse them. Yep. Right. So, redesigned to... No. Actually, no. Let's keep that just in case. Oh, have I downloaded this one yet? Probably not. Let's do that then. Let's do both of them. What's a bit quiet? Is my screen sort of dark? I think it's you. Right. Let's go for tested any mod yet. Yes! FCO. What is... Does it not? It's not. Come on. There we go. Okay. 9 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes. Come on, speed up. It's only half a gig. Jeez. What are my thoughts on Oblivion? It was great. Really enjoyed it. Have I tried Unturned? Nope. No idea what it is. My volume is all the way up. I can't hear him. He isn't nearly as loud as the adverts. That is probably Twitch's fault, because I'm afraid I'm sending you the maximum volume as my system will give it. I can boost the microphone at the recording end, but seeing as that it's pretty much at its limit, I will get distortion at the upper ends, which means I'm speaking loud enough and the microphone is picking it up more or close to about 100% of its capacity, and it's a good microphone, so it's Twitch. So there you go. Too much work. Too much work. It's not going to be... Oh, is it 6 gigs? It's not 6 gigs. That's not 6 gigs. That's half a gig, isn't it? Kilobytes. That's half a gig. Shut up. 600 meg. Barely anything. 3 minutes left. Have I tried Misery mod for Stalker? No, I probably will, though. Hello from Las Vegas. You're actually in Las Vegas? Oh, God, that must be weird. That must be absolutely weird. It'd be like Fallout Oslo or something. It's very strange. So... Enderell, Shards of Order. Yes, has it been released yet, Frank McFly? Has that been released? That's a total conversion, isn't it? How much did my rig cost in Corona? No idea. I've never built a single rig. Well, that's probably not true. I guess my original rig, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I built from scratch. But I think just about every single rig I've ever had since then it's never been completely new. There's always been, I've got a new case, but I put, or maybe even a new motherboard, but then half the other pieces are from my last PC and so on and so forth. So I couldn't tell you how much one computer ever cost because it's always just been pieces and pieces and pieces. So do I know about Minecraft? I know about it, never played it, no. Have you considered making an Oblivion Let's Play? No, I'm gonna wait for Sky Oblivion. Have you been looking at NVB 3, New Vegas Bounties 3? Is it out? No, I'm still doing number 2. Still doing number 2. Will I be LPing Fallout New Oslo? Yeah. Would I do a Walking Dead Let's Play? Maybe, maybe not. Not totally sure. What's my internet speed? 100 meg download. 100 meg download, 10 meg upload. There you go. My kids don't play Minecraft. No. Come on, download. Hurry up. The chat's getting weirder. I don't think Sky Oblivion is coming out before Elder Scrolls 6? Maybe not, actually. Oh, excuse me a second. I'm going to go close my curtains. It's getting slightly dark outside now, so... Yeah, I should probably have downloaded this mod in advance. It probably should have occurred to me that it was going to be large. Right, so... and it's 2.4 full version. That's the one. I didn't see anything. Did you guys see something? New Vegas redesigned 3 2.4. Let's activate it. Can I borrow your internet? Afraid not. Do I like cheese? Love cheese. Do I like football/soccer? Nope. 10 up. I've got 10 meg up. What do I need that for? For uploading. Next silly question. I'm sorry. That's just such a weird question. Right. Has already been installed by this. Yes. Override everything. Mine's a tenth of his speed. Here's the question. How many of you really need upload speeds that I need? I mean, I'm uploading 10 gig movies, so obviously my upload speed is kind of essential, and I'm streaming now at some ungodly rate. I guess I'm going to overwrite NMC's textures. Just to mod. Learn 2 grammars. Happy birthday. There you go. Oh, the road's turning dark when I exit the van in one of my Let's Plays, and it does the same for you. I don't know. Actually, if I find out what turns my roads black very briefly when I get out of the van, you'll be the first to know. I'll make a video about it. I suspect it's actually something to do with the van. I suspect it's the van, because of course the van gets added to the land, so... Here we go. Really? Was that it? What? I was expecting something. So, go back to the menu. Right, so after you've done that, what about the small? What about the small one, though? What about the small one? Now you need to get the updates. Okay, forget the updates for now. Overwrite everything. So after you've done that, we are now at the activation phase. Go back to the menu and click on plugins. Clicked. Probably down at the bottom. CAS. Alternate version, and New Vegas redesigned ESP. I'm guessing you want that right at the bottom. You'll notice a lot of items are now checked. You may need to disable some of these. Really? Like what, dude? This seems fine to me. Seems FCO Master and New Vegas redesigned. Dog outside. If not, do you have Old World Blues DLC? If not, disable FCO Master ESM or you will get an instant crash. I do have that, so I can have it. There's a dog outside. Excuse me. Just going to shoot it. Okay, I'm back. Uncheck FCO Master anyway. Why would I do that? Everyone's saying I should disable it. Everyone says I should disable it. Why? He doesn't tell me to disable it. You disable it by unchecking it. Yes, thank you. Why? Seriously, there is a dog around here. I am literally going to kill if I find it, and the dog's owner as well. Someone keeps walking their dog and letting it take enormous, great big dumps on the grass outside my window, and not taking it with them. And as far as I'm concerned, that's grounds to be beaten to death. So there you go. It says I only need to disable it if I don't have Old World Blues DLC. So there you go. Put up a mean sign. What? If you let your dog take a turd on my lawn, I will kill it, and then beat you to death with its body. Actually, it's a big dog. I'd need to really heave it at someone to beat them with the dog. I mean, it's probably like half my body weight. Keep your dog off my lawn or I will kill it and beat you to death with one of its legs would probably be slightly more accurate. And I would probably get arrested for putting that sign up here in Norway. So there you go. Right. Anyway, so I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore people telling me that I should disable that because what was it called? Update from 2.4 to 2.7. Is that one right? Let's change the info on that. Update 2.4 to 2.7, just so we know which version of it is. It has nudity. Don't take your followers off when giving them outfits. Yeah, okay. It doesn't really happen that often. I honestly don't think there's a huge, big problem with the sort of nudity you get from FNV in YouTube for games. I really don't. So, okay. Nope. Yes to mod. And Okay, let's swap those over. Oh. Question. It didn't say use NM. It's no, that's the faux mod for the full version. That's the faux mod for the full version. Redesigned, blah, blah, blah. Gamora redesigned. Why didn't it install Gamora redesigned? I didn't see Gamora redesigned. Alternate designs for characters. Cass, alternate version, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Tell you what. I'm just going to remove the update for now. Just going to remove the update. And I'm going to see what it looks like. So, Doc Mitchell should have his original face. I'm going to go check that out now. What is your opinion in people making Skyrim's female armor skimpier? Whatever does it for you, I guess. I mean, modding your game is personal. You mod it to be whatever you want. If you want to run around in the bikini thong, 12-inch high heels, and, you know, with boobs the size of watermelons or something, and that's what gets you going playing the game, then more power to you, I guess. I know a lot of people get really horribly offended by that kind of thing. I mean, to me, why get offended by it if that's what people want? I mean, people ask with the same sort of thing, why would you want to make the game make you get wet or freeze or die of starvation? Why would anybody want that? You know, people ask that. Okay.
Here there was some kind of...
Okay, so let's...
Fine by me.
Give me a hat. You can keep your glasses.
Shootout at one of them casinos on the strip.
Okay.
Some people got killed or
You,
something.
you look different.
Those fiend junkies over at Vault 3 been taking some hits.
You do, you look...
I say kill them all.
But you still look boonish. You do look boonish. You do look... How do I look? Yeah, still Jack. Well, that's a relief. Yeah, you look more human now. Yeah, I don't get this horrible
NCR
feeling that
took
you're going to
Nelson.
eat me.
Maybe they can win this.
I don't
war.
like you. You look this... Actually, you look... Alright, Cass. You're the alternate Cass version. You're back to being a redhead. Okay. Let's not have the alternate Cass version. Why does you answering these questions and not mine when I asked you many times? Because I'm being asked about 5,000 questions a minute and I can't read them all. There you go. Hope that answers your question. Seriously, have you seen the chat? What's your favorite Skyrim vanilla armor? What do you mean by favorite? Don't know, actually. Really don't. Not really given that any thought. Okay, so he still looks like him. Okay, I keep forgetting I can't do that. Okay, she's... Emmett. I don't know. I'm just... Have I installed Project Nevada? Yes, I would never play without it. So, Thoughts on Mod Organizer? Very powerful. You will be having my videos on it in the next few weeks. How many hours do I have on Skyrim and Fallout? Many. Thousands. Cass, they've never really done Cass proud in any of these mods, in my opinion, for some reason. It's one of those mods you have to make yourself. Lots of ESPs get dumped into a folder and you have to activate and do it. A lot of options. Well, okay, we'll have a look at it in a minute. Let's just go back to looking at Cass.
Mark my words. Won't be long before the Legion and NCR butt heads over who.
Slightly better, maybe. I know. Let's go and have a look at a few other people. Okay?
Things are getting stranger every day.
Green lips, though. Green lips. What's it with the green lips? Okay, let's have a look. You look old.
Shouldn't have messed with our...
You a merc? Because you don't look like a prospector.
And you sound right. Okay, you know, that's right. That's fine. That's fine.
Great army.
Okay. Now, you...
Those Legion elite troops are bad blood.
Okay, your face looks better, but you're still... Actually...
Our victory at Nelson's
No,
a
actually,
worthy
you-
story to tell in my travels.
Maybe.
It's good to hear that Prim has accepted our law.
Here's the thing with the FCO textures. Sometimes I think people's skin looks too clean. They just look too scrubbed. Does anyone else think that? They just look... They just kind of look like they've come out of a spa. I think that's what gets me about FCO. She looks okay. He looks okay. As does he. But there's a load of people whose clothes are disgustingly dirty, and yet he quite obviously washes behind his ears. I mean, it's a little... I definitely like the proportions, though. The faces have got a little more
If the
character,
NCR ain't
maybe.
got to worry about Caesar no
Hello,
more,
excuse me?
it should worry about
So I hear the
flipping
honcho of one of them
lives
strip
later.
families up and disappeared. Poof. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Good Springs. Let's go and have a look in Good Springs. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and navigate. Bad idea.
Body someday.
Maybe. No, yeah, it's just this check, but we've already checked Boone. We've checked Boone. Boone looks okay. He looks more reasonable. Bye, Russell. Well, he was odd, wasn't he? Okay.
Hello.
Easy Pete.
Hallelujah for air conditioning. Feels great in here.
Okay, you look slightly prettier, I think is the term. Let's have a look at you. You look a little young.
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that.
No, it's okay.
Be careful out there.
Sort of difficult to place age-wise. Why has Cass lost a hat? The NVR Boone much better. What, number 2? Or number 3? Doc, we've come to inspect your face. Hey, how you doing?
How are you holding up?
Okay, something's wrong then. Something's wrong. Something is very, very wrong. Because Doc's
You take...
base is not supposed to be like that, so something is wrong. So let's have a look. What does he say here? Doc Mitchell should have his original face. If there are any other mods that have changed his face, disable those mods, because not only will those face mods overwrite my faces, they will lead to performance losses. The only one I've got that it could be is... Where is it? Let's try and find it. It's one of the ESMs. Gamora redesigned. That's why I didn't see that. This plugin has the file extension .esp, but its file header marks it as an ESM. All right. So, okay, if I remove the FCO master then. Yes, I'm disabling FCO master. The problem is here, the mod author for this mod specifically said I don't have to do that. Gopher, I'm starting college in a month. Might you give me any tips? Yes, have fun. That's why I went to college. Some people go for an education, some people go to broaden their horizons. I went to have fun. I'm a terrible person. Check the link on the mod page. Well, I've opened the link. I've opened the link and checked.
With Caesar out of the way, we'll assert our rule over the territories.
Okay, you look.
Those Legion elite troops
Just,
are back.
oh God! Stutter, stutter, stutter. Seriously, I just.
That fiend leader shouldn't have messed with our
People
great
usually
army.
aren't stupid enough to steal. Civilizing Prim will show what we can do.
Okay, it's not changed any of these guys then. Okay. Well, I actually went to university to learn how to program computers, but I already knew how to program computers. It was sort of a, people take you more seriously if you've got a degree, I suppose, but it's not.
Hello.
Hello. Check the second link down. Different link. Yeah, that's a bad sign, really, isn't it? When you have to click 5 or 6 links to get a mod installed. Whoa!
How are you holding up?
Did anyone else see he had a fake mustache on? He had a fake mustache and he took it off. However, he's got his face back. I can't remember what the guy's called. I can't remember what he's called. Isn't it another Michael? Somebody or other? Can't remember what he's called. I always think of him as Commander Ty. Literally. What did I study at college, I'm being asked? I studied a number of things. I have 2 degrees. One in computer science, one in mechanical engineering. Right. Yeah, okay. So he took his mustache off, but he's got the right face. So that's fine. Go to Freeside Hospital and get a better review. Freeside Hospital? Freeside doesn't have a hospital. Oh, do you mean the Vegas Medical Center? Okay, we can go do that. We can do that. Check the strip. I will. I'll check the strip. I'll check the strip. Okay. See.
Keeping quiet.
Yeah, the faces are definitely more real and... Dr. Usanagi now actually looks... What's the word now? Is it Asian? I can't keep up with it. It was Oriental when I was a kid, but now I've been told that's politically incorrect. Okay. I guess her face now matches her name. Hello.
I appreciate how you've been helping us so far.
Okay. The Mormon Fort. Okay, right. Yes, that's a little different. Strip, Northgate, Gunrunners. I don't. So we're in. Actually, people said check the strip out. Let's check the strip while we're here. Fallout 4, maybe 5 to 10 years away. Not a chance. Zero chance. I mean, literally, Bethesda would have to be insane. Is it my imagination, or is the strip looking cleaner? Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I like the scarred look. I do like the scarred look. Okay, take your glasses off when you're ogling women, mate. Go into Gamora. Oh, God, really? No, I gotta go into Gamora. I gotta go into Gamora. Take a look at Benny. Benny's dead. Would you prefer Obsidian or Bethesda developed Fallout 4? Don't really care that much, to be honest. It's neither here nor there to me. People think Fallout New Vegas was massively different because it was Obsidian instead of Bethesda, but I think it...
Hey, no one but Omertas are allowed to carry guns into Gamora.
Fine. Look, is the place different? Let's have a look. Okay. I just think Fallout New Vegas...
I hear you chased that chicken shit Benny off. Good riddance.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, some of these... The faces all have very distinctive looks now, although I'm spotting a kind of theme with the nose on all these guys. Actually, these guys all look the same. You see what I'm saying? The nose, maybe it's a family thing. I suppose that would actually make sense, wouldn't it, really?
I tell you, not at home is gonna have his day.
Okay. Okay. Bit of a cha-cha show going on there, but... Excuse me. Thank you. The music's completely and utterly changed as well then. He's... Okay, fine. Brilliant. So he's changed the actual layout as well. I'm thinking it looks different. I'm concentrating on everyone's faces, but it's... Okay. Can I go check the Mormon Fort now? Who are you?
Crocker couldn't find his ass if it wasn't on his backside.
Now, Fallout New Vegas, I think, was going to learn from some of the mistakes they made in Fallout 3, some of the complaints they got. They were, you know, even if it had been Bethesda, my guess is they would have done certain things a little differently anyway, just because, you know, they saw the criticisms. And I'm hoping that they take some of the criticisms of Fallout New Vegas into account as well. Because to me, both games have strengths and weaknesses, and I would like to see Fallout 4 have just the strengths, if at all possible. So...
Gotcha.
Let's ignore them. Fallout 4 is probably going to be a new engine. It's almost certainly going to be...
We're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at
The thing is, he's...
Hey, you're the one who's been going around help.
Yeah. I swear the textures have changed on the roads. I swear they have.
Hey,
Okay.
The followers are good people.
So,
A touch idealistic at times.
Followers Guard.
Them off.
Beatrix, not Shane. Followers Doctor. You look identical. You look identical. Okay. What am I supposed to be looking for? Okay, I gotta admit though, there is some truth to the fact that the wounded people really do look wounded. Okay, that's actually an improvement.
Hello.
Yeah, I'll tell you about Fallout 4 at another time. This is not a Fallout 4 discussion. Yeah. So, I'm undecided. I like the shapes of the faces in general, but I got to admit, I'm not a big lover of the clean textures on some of the people. Go look at crucified people. Good grief, really. Okay. Let's do that then. We're going to go to Nipton and stare at crucified people. Yeah, the guys that got beat up, I like that. I do like that. I wish I could find crucified people, which is fairly horrible, really, isn't it? Okay, well, we didn't. Cottonwood Cove, maybe. No, Overlook. Okay, let's find some crucified people. Oh, good grief.
You need a drink, Boone. You are one morose motherfucker.
She does look pretty... Oh, God. There are nails... Oh, that's gross. There are nails through... Here's the thing. I don't actually think they did that. That's the biblical story. Because if you do that, you kill them quicker because they bleed to death. And the rate she's bleeding, that'd only take a few hours. So that's not necessarily a change I like, actually. I don't like the nailing through the hands. I mean, look. Here's where I get the problem, right? So yeah, she's now got nails through her arms. The wrong part of the arm, by the way. That would simply break the bones. She needs the hand turning, so it goes between the two bones, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hang. No, the nails don't go through the palms. The nails do not go through the palms. The nails go through the gap in the bones in your wrist, otherwise you just fall off. But the hands need to be turned out. Okay, nails were used when they didn't have as much time to wait, maybe, but it kills them quicker. And the idea behind crucifixion was it was supposed to keep them alive for as long as possible. Now, here's the thing: you look at her, and then look at her legs. As twisted as that may sound, look how clean and shaved and nice and blemishless they are. They just. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to save right here. They don't go through the hands. They can't. You can't put nails through people's hands and then hang them up. If you put a nail through someone's palm and hang them up by it, the nail will rip itself out under the weight of their body in a few seconds. It's just the flesh in your hands is, unless you are the smallest person on the planet, it really, 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 really is not happening. All right. So let's. Vegas redesigned. FCO, Fallout, character overhaul. And then, where was it? Redesign 2. Let's reinstall that. I'm going to reinstall that. If you've tied them by the wrist, why nail them through the palm? I mean, it might sound more gruesome, but it's not as painful. It just isn't, because they die faster. They die a lot faster. And you kind of defeat the purpose of crucifixion. Yeah, because crucifixion wasn't about killing them. Crucifixion was about torturing them for a long time and making their death horribly, horribly painful. Yeah. Pop quiz. What was the one crime the Romans crucified for? Because apparently there was only one crime. So, let's have a look. Have I played Project Brazil? Nope. Crimes against Rome. That was the crime you got crucified for. Crimes against Rome. Pretty vague. So there you go. Right, okay, so let's have a look at her. Now here's the problem. Do I have to zone in and zone out to get the changes? But already, look at her knees. I mean, again, we're on the twisted side of thing now. Look at her knees. Can you see how they're red? Still pretty clean, though. But they are, there's just slightly, they look slightly dirtier. Slightly less... Well, she looks like she's got slight blemishes or freckles on her legs. And she's got scuffed knees. Like a baboon. She's not staked through the wrist anymore. No, I've gone back to FNV Redesigned 2. I wanted to see Redesigned 2. So there you go. So as you can see, she's already got a slightly more real skin, in my opinion. It's not a huge thing. It's not something I would consider massively important, other than the fact that every time I see it, they just look a little too clean, a little too manicured. Not manicured. What was it when you give your skin completely? Let's have a look at this guy. He looked too.
I'm glad those
See, look at him. Look at his skin. Look at his skin around the neck. His face. He looks dirty, or not even. He doesn't look any dirtier than his clothes. He looks about right with his clothes. I must admit, I prefer the face that he had with number 3 and FCO, but I didn't like the textures. I didn't like the textures at all, and I think that's because of FCO, and it's the reason I didn't use FCO. It didn't really work for me. It just didn't work for me, I'm afraid. So honestly. NVR uses the same textures for NVR2. Well, then why does it need FCO? Why does it need FCO? I mean, out of curiosity, Let's go nuts. Let's go nuts and just install New Vegas Redesigned 3 for a laugh. The crucified woman was not changed in the mod. Yes, she was. She had much smoother skin. She had much smoother skin. So the texture for her legs has been changed. Now, I realise it's been changed because it's been changed for all female textures of a certain type. And she just happens to share that type of texture. I understand she's got that texture because 10,000 other NPCs have got that texture. But you saw how clean it was when we were actually looking at her legs, as twisted as that may sound. She was blemish free. She looked like she'd just come out, been waxed and exfoliated, and totally and utterly clean, and there wasn't a mark on her. I'm not using the update. I just want to see New Vegas Redesigned 3 gone and see what it is. Try the update maybe. Okay, you will see missing faces. The female textures were actually vanilla. They were once I uninstalled FCO, yes. Once I uninstalled FCO, the textures were vanilla. Hence the reason. But you saw the guy. The guy was a better example. The guy was a better example. You need a new game. I've got lots of new games, mate. More games than I can possibly play, actually. So, no, I do not need any new games. Try starting a new game and going to Nipton. No, thanks. We do not have time for that. The guy was a better example, much better example. He was a much better example. You saw how dirty he was with... So let's... Right, there we go. We're missing some things. What are we missing? You're missing a face. Brilliant.
Did you know the strips all
But look at his skin. Look at his skin with number 3. He's just too bloody clean. So it's not even FCO. We can't even blame it on FCO. We can't even blame it on FCO. Which is unfortunate. All right, I tell you what, I will try one last thing. We're going to try... Fallout character overhaul. Finish. And then redesigned 3. No, he isn't. Look at the neck. He was so much cleaner in the neck and the face. He was so much cleaner with 3 installed. So much cleaner than he was with number 2. In number 2, he just looked pretty mucky and worn. I mean, it wasn't even a close thing. It wasn't even a slight, if you look at it a certain way kind of thing. It was really, really obvious. Why the heck crucified people are too clean? First world problems. We're modding games. Yeah, first world problems. Jesus, dude, stop yelling, calm down, it's just a game. Okay, welcome to my channel. You're going to hate it. You are literally, Gerber, sorry mate. If you think this is yelling, and if you think I'm going to stop getting excitable because it's just a game, you are in the wrong place, my man. Wrong place. Push the win button. Jesus Christ, I'm face palming so bad here. So badly here. You are face palming so badly here. Stop doing it then. It sounds silly. Right, so let's add the update as well. Okay. So let's take a look. Stop yelling, it makes me sad. Oh, well, please read my earlier comments. Yeah, excuse me a second, guys. We're taking a 10-minute break while I print out the chat from the last 10 minutes and go through it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ah. That should be something you do whenever you're making a comment on a stream like this. You should make every single comment a self-contained conversation. Because if it requires having read the comment before, you are fresh out of luck. Oh dear. Right. So this is number 3.
Things are getting stranger every day.
Look at him. He's clean. Don't start with me. He's so clean. It's not even comparable. Just what are you talking about? You're blind. Literally blind. It's nothing to do with the update. Have I heard of Oklahoma? It's a place, isn't it? And let's reactivate number 2. Naf, you are evil. You do realize you're evil. So, yeah, Naf just sent me a. Seriously, Gobi, you have to start a new game for many features to work properly. Also, you have to disable all FCO, right? Oh, well, possibly, but then, to be honest with you, the installation instructions are a teeny bit. They could be written a little better then, if that is the case. And if you do need to start a new game, then that pretty much means I can't use it. Here's number 2. Here's number 2. Look at him. He's disgusting. Well, he's not disgusting, but he's pretty damn mucky. Look at his neck. If my kids came home like that, they'd be straight in the shower. But that's how it should be. That just looks better to me. He doesn't seem to shine with an inner glow. She glows a little bit too much, but even she's better. Look at her face. Freckles. You might not be able to see that on the stream.
That fiend leader shouldn't
Sorry.
have messed with our great
It's try FCO with dirty faces, and after that install. Okay. I've got another mod I want to try. I really do have another mod I want to try. The things I do for you guys. Right, okay. Where's the dirty faces? Teeth textures, dirty. I don't see dirty faces. Okay. Was there an optional patch? Was there optionals? I didn't see any optionals. There's no optionals. There's no optionals. I don't see an optional face. So, Are the roads changing when I switch from NVR2 to NVR3? Are they changing? Oh my God. I think you're right. I think you're right. RTFM, read the map. We've read quite a lot of the manual. We actually read this entire one, mate. But apparently it's not correct. So RTFM doesn't work because it says, do you have the Old World Blues DLC? If not, disable FCO Master or you will get an instant crash. But it only says that if you don't have the Old World Blues. Now, it's just weird because people are saying that isn't it in the full mod installer? Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the full installation. No, it's a proper foam mod. I'd have to extract it and open it. So, if you want to wait, all right, really, I've got to wait several days. All right, this is it then. This is the last try on this mod. People told me I could install it on my game here. That's what they said to me. They said you should use it because you can use it. But someone else is now saying you can't. So, Fallout character overhaul. Read the main file page. Which one? The main file page for Fallout character overhaul? The whole of it? On the stream right now? I mean, we read most of the front page for this. We even read the installation. So this is... We read this. So we've read all that. I mean, when you're saying, read this, read that, we read it. So, however, let's now go to New Vegas N. New Vegas Redesigned 3. So... I don't think Redesign 3 sucks, not at all. I think I prefer number 2. I think I like the faces in Redesigned 3. I think I like the faces. I'm just having a bit of an issue with the really super clean textures. The clean textures are actually the vanilla ones. The vanilla ones were that clean? Really? That's horrible, isn't it? Okay, well, we have to look at that. At the top of Redesign 3 mod page is a link to him recommending you disable FCO Master. Right, possibly. But that's I mean, that's what I'm saying. You're looking at a page of installation where there's a bunch of links. One link sends you to here, which says you should only uninstall the FCO Master if you don't have the DLC, and then you're saying somewhere on this one there is another link recommending that I do turn off the FCO Master. So it's click here for an explanation of why I recommend. Okay. So he's got a link there that says you should do it. All right. To be honest, then I think he should have repeated that. Where was it? Here. Because this is the installation instructions that I'm reading, because those are the ones he said were the detailed instructions. So, Redesign 3 is now installed, and he told me I should FCO. Where is it? Redesign FCO Master. Let's get rid of that. What else did FCO come with though? I want to see it inside that file. I can actually do it by going to the mod and opening it up. Right. So. Use loot real quick to sort everything out. I don't think it's actually needed because I looted and then all of these other ESPs are supposed to be at the bottom of the load order. So. Redesign 3 shouldn't have the clean textures. Something is wrong. Okay, good. So someone is saying I need to wait 7 days or something, right? So let's go to... We'll go there. So I need to wait for 7 days and try not to starve to death. Okay. So, okay, what? Now what? There we go. 24 hours. Wait. Invalidation archive. Well, it was running, but I can't remember which version of the archive invalidation I'm using. There's several ways of doing it with Fallen to Vegas, so there you go. Do I have Ojo Bueno installed? That is possible. Let's have a look at this. What have I got in... you know what? I can't even remember. I can't even remember the keys because this is an old save. I don't have the keys for iHood. Oh, that's annoying. I'm wearing a spacesuit. All right. 3 days. 3 days. We've just got to survive. NMM AI. I think that's what I'm doing then. I think that's what I'm doing. God mode. Good point. Good point. Let's not starve to death then. Probably too late now. TGM. There you go. Oh, can I turn off hardcore midway through? Okay. I've never actually done that. I've never turned hardcore mode on and off. Some things only appear if I've never ever been... Oh, okay. So basically, a lot of these things... I've earned 2,900 caps. Excellent. So a lot of these things are really... When I turned off hardcore mode. I turned off hardcore mode. What the hell? Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Squirrel on stick, some stew, Salisbury steak.
All mine. Eat this.
Okay. So. And we're gonna go to... You cannot fast travel when... Oh. Where is he? Come here. Oh. All my keys are not set. Because it's an old save. Because it's an old save, I've not got my keys set up. Brilliant. Okay, so now we have to wait a little while because I want to see him in the light. So nothing too major appears if you don't start a new game. So basically then, what we're saying is, regardless of what people are saying to me,
The fiends are running for their lives.
there you go,
That'll show everyone what we do to our enemies.
Mr. Clean. Sorry, guys. It's just it's a simple matter of that is not going to work on my Let's Play. It is not going to work on my Let's Play at all. The end. Sorry. Nothing I can do about it. I mean, I might play around with it, see if I can get it working, perhaps. As someone said, get the dirty textures version, maybe. But right now, it would seem that the best way to get the most out of that mod is to start a new game. And, of course, that's not an option for me. So... Someone keeps saying clean equals vanilla textures. If that's true, that's fine. Then I'm so very, very used to the redesigned textures that I can't live without them anymore. Because it just looked horrible to me. I really didn't like it at all. I really did not like it at all. So there you go. One thing I do want to try. Just bear with me. Right, I mean, I totally understand that it is probably an exceptionally good mod if you start a new game, but a lot of people were sending me messages saying, oh no, it works fine on an existing game, it works fine on an existing game. And I don't think that's the case. I will try some other ways to get it to work, but on the whole, it looks like unless you're starting a new game, this is not something to be using. Now, I need to change... There's probably a way to use 3 with dirty textures from 2, maybe. Who's Jussi Björling? An exceptionally superb opera singer from Sweden. Possibly one of the greatest opera singers of all time. There you go. Have I ever been to Sweden? Please stop asking that. Yes, I've been through Sweden several times. I've never really spent much time there. It actually works on an old save, but some of the features will be missing. All right. Okay, so first things I gotta do is I gotta make sure I don't have something set to queue, which I think I might. I might actually have something mapped to queue, you see. I don't think so. So how about mods then? How about mods? Where's my save mod? I've got a save mod. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. Not that. No. True leaning. Not that one. Wet step. Not that mod. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, chasm. Right, that's the way it does it. General settings. Let me just get rid of this. Back. Quick save settings. Remap hotkey. To cancel, press the key you currently have bound. I need to set it to a completely new key, so let's just... Should Chasm show a message when saving manually? No. No. Right, so I've remapped that key. Okay, so... Okay, unfortunately, this mod does not look particularly compatible with what I'm wearing. So let's take it off, okay? Hey! Is it right? Is the time right? Yeah, it's pretty right. It's pretty correct. How cool is that? Do I actually have a watch on? I do. I've got a watch on. All right, that is pretty damned. That is pretty damned cool. Yeah, it's a bit of a creepy hand. Okay, that is so very cool. I like it. All right. Zilandro, I'm impressed, mate. I'm impressed. I do like this. My arm's a bit skinny, though. Is it... Is there any way of getting it working with armor that has... Let's have a look. What other things do I have? Wasteland Doctor fatigues. I mean, that works okay because I'm wearing the Wasteland Doctor fatigues. Is there any way of getting it to work? Like roll my sleeve down, I suppose. Does it work when you aim a gun? Ooh, that's a good question, isn't it? Okay. Oh yes, it does. Oh, I like it. I like it. I'm enjoying that. That's pretty damn good. How about when I do that? Oh, okay. Iron sights are a bit of an issue. I'm iron sighting. If I iron sight and do it, I can't see it. If I take the iron sight off, I can. All right. Okay. My arm was an accident. Yeah, the arm is a bit weird. Definitely. How about if I do that? Oh, God, look at that. Two-handed weapons. It even works on a two-handed weapon. Okay. Why would you need a watch when you got a Pip-Boy showing you everything you want to know? 'Cause it's cool.
Legion attacking so far from their bases.
Next silly question. The mutated arm would freak you out. I think it's designed to be used with other types of armor. So I like it though. I do like it. I do like it. What mod is this? It is a mod that Zalandro's working on. One of his mods to show a watch, an immersive watch, and I like it. I really do like it. For me, if you could somehow... I tell you what, you know the Pip-Boy on your arm, not the version I'm using, because obviously I'm using this hand version of the Pip-Boy, but the arm version, imagine if you had the arm version of the Pip-Boy, and you could just press this up, and the Pip-Boy would have compass, watch, all the other statistics that Immersive HUD's got on it, and then you just let it go and it goes down again. How cool would that be? How cool is that? Seriously, who wears it like that? Somebody who doesn't want to break the watch because they hit it on something. I'm sure he'll put it on. I am sure he will put it on the Nexus eventually. I tell you what Zalandro is working on that is really looking exciting. He's working on a real-time inventory menu. So at the moment, every time I go to my inventory, time stops. And what I'm thinking is, you know, how cool it would be to be able to just look at, oh God, to look at your Pip-Boy like this and still be able to move around and manipulate your inventory, but have time go. So you can't just sit there and, you know. That'd be awesome. Well, anyway, he's making a real-time inventory menu so that you can press a button and you can start equipping things from your inventory, like, and still keep moving around. How literally cool is that? So we'll have to see how he's doing on that. It's the guy that brought us the leaning mod. That one. You know. Which is very cool. So he's now brought us that. So yeah, this is not Stalker, so it would only be fancy to not pause in the Pip-Boy. No, I would use it. If the inventory menu he makes works and works well enough, I will stop using the Pip-Boy to administer drugs and things, because I think it's actually kind of cool. The face doesn't reflect sunlight, giving away your position. Okay. Anyway, it is now 10:30. We've been at this for 2 hours. So, that is it. I definitely want to have a look at this mod, and I like it. I do like it. Been wondering, how does the leaning work in third person? It doesn't. Because then there'd be no point. Same with the watch. I'm trying to press the watch. It doesn't work in third person. Only works in first person. Same with the lean. So,
Have you seen them? Our
can you try
rangers are the
Fallout
finest men alive.
Vegas later? Probably not. When's the next Skyrim mod test? Oh, once I get my Skyrim game repaired. I'm still messing around with Mod Organizer, so yeah. Zelandro's just uploaded it. He's uploaded it. Okay, it's now officially uploaded. Zelandro has now officially uploaded the watch mod. So if you actually want this, if you're looking for this mod, you should be able to find it on Fallout New Vegas, which is very cool. Can you lean and do the watch at the same time? I like it. I like the way you think. Okay, we're leaning. And we're pressing the watch. No. Okay, press the watch. And now I'm going to lean. Oh, if you do the watch first, you can lean. But if you lean and then do it, you can't. So if I pull my weapon out, let's go one-handed. Pull out my watch, and then lean. Yes, you can. Okay, that is very, very, very good. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Right, so what we found out today is the Fallout New Vegas Redesigned 3 mod looks good. The faces did look interesting. I loved the scars. I loved the injured people looking injured. I wasn't too keen on the nails in all the crucified victims, especially not with them dripping blood as well. Wasn't too keen on that. And at the moment, I'm not that impressed with the clean textures. People are insisting that I can get the dirty textures.
Looks like the Legion also brought their own elite warriors
These
to the territories.
type of textures. And if so, I would consider reinstalling it. But people are also saying a lot of the features will only occur if you're starting a new game, and I'm not going to start a new game, so I'm afraid it's probably not that compatible with my Let's Play. So, the watch is a very, very cool idea, although I'm probably not going to use it on my Let's Play. Partly because it's generally something I don't really care about too much, but because I'm not going to take my armor off. But the other thing is, as I said, if it brought up the Pip-Boy on my arm and allowed me to look at the clock on the Pip-Boy very, very quickly, and the compass maybe, I think somehow then I'd go back to using the wrist-mounted Pip-Boy. Because I think that would be very, very cool if I could just run along, press, and I can see the face of the Pip-Boy with just the basic information. Would love that. So, is Zelandro play that night's game? Is Zelandro in the chat? If you're in the chat, mate, I like it, love it. It's very, very cool. But that is it for tonight's streaming, I think. Am I going to do a Wasteland 2 playthrough? Very, very probably. But only once it's out of beta. So, I'm looking at the chat. Still in development. Oh, I see him. Zelandro is in the chat. Yes. Okay, brilliant. It's still in development. Bind iHUD and the watch to the same key. That would work as well. That would actually work. I suppose that would give you sort of almost a good reason for having the menu pop up. Sorry, the iHUD pop up briefly. Yeah, that's actually a fairly nice idea. So, the stream is ending. Yes, I'm not sure if I'm going to play anything after this. I am going to release the next episode of Fallout New Vegas, though. I am going to... No, the quick blast on FTL. Are you kidding me? When was the last time we had a quick game of FTL? Never. So,